how could you blame the current high divorce statistics in Nigeria today, without pointing at the root causes? What are the causes? What caused it? Why is the number so much high? It's going up as if it is going out of fashion. Okay, so do you know that a lot of men married other people's wives in Naija? Yes, so many men, they thought the woman they are living with are their wives. They didn't know that they married other people's wives. They are living with other people's wives in their homes. Okay, most of these Nigerian men you sometimes see with their wives marching hand in hand, in some events or outside. They are just packaging. Many of them come with their wives because they are expected to show up with them. It's not that they are really or actually that those women are there or the wives they married. Okay, so most men who got trapped in these marriages are still, till this day, are wondering about how they managed to end up with another person's wife. Yes, because after the marriage rites and wedding, the wife he had long thought was his own, ended up becoming someone else's wife. She ended up becoming something else. So this is exactly what we are going to talk about in our today's video, titled 90% of Naija men married other people's wives. Yes, that's what we're going to talk about today. Number 1, poverty alleviation scheme. A lot of Naija babes, roaming around the streets of major towns in Nigeria and beyond, in search of men to settle down with, are gold diggers, a lot of them. So I'm not saying it's all of them, but many. Many of them usually go to their husband's house with a big shovel for scooping anything with financial value, anything that is attached with money. Money. Don't know what is going on. They are there for financial value that they could lay their hands on. Okay, so many of them are not actually in the man's house as his wife. They came to look for what they can come out of the man. Little wonder, a lot of parents are already, seeing their unmarried daughters, as a kind of retirement package. They will pack all their problems upon that young woman, as with hope that this is what I'm going to use as my retirement pay package. Okay, so they place every spirit of entitlement, ready on the head of any unfortunate young man who will come looking for their hands in marriage. So to cut the long story short, if you become a victim, if you're like a man to this type of a woman, as a husband, their only aim in that marriage is how they can squeeze out any piece of good thing, any piece of money from you to send to their own families. Okay, so ladies like this do not come to compliment you as partners. No, it's not their mission. They came to see how they can make you mugu out of you. They came to see how they can, how they can collect from you, then give to the ones she likes, probably her ex. Yes, a lot they do. Some of the women do send the money they got from their husbands to their exes. They still maintain their exes, keep on financing them. Imagine someone who was unable to come knock his hand on your parents' door, who was unable to pay your bride price. Now you are lucky enough to get married, and you use your husband's place as a platform to be sending money to that your ex. Okay, if you make the mistake of marrying a lady that then her body will live in your own house as the husband, while her soul still remains somewhere else, while her soul still remains in her ex or her boyfriend's place. You just married the body, the empty body, a body without a soul. Number 2, he is the only one available. Most young men going in for marriage here in the Southeast don't even normally consider any other thing. They normally set their own time for marriage. They don't know whether it is the right time or not, but they just create the time for themselves without thinking about any other thing. Without thinking, is it the right time for me to get the kind of woman I would want to settle down with? Do they really care? They don't. They do that when it's just convenient for them to go marry. So a lot of them don't even consider the idea of courtship. They knew next to nothing about that particular woman, that particular lady they want to settle down with. They don't even care to check or verify one or two. Okay? So they don't the idea of courtship before starting a relationship it's not one of those things that they want to talk about. Okay? Look at somebody you want to settle down with. There's nothing like talking stage, no dating. You just knew next to nothing about the woman. Now, the parents is also aware. The lady has been introduced to the parents. Okay? And before you know what is going on, they will go for knocking of hands, the introduction, and the parents of the guy, they will just follow all the marital protocols, make sure that they are observed without checking any other thing. They don't even want to know whether this lady is I don't know whether it will go well with our son. Okay, whether they complement each other, whether they have something in common. They don't care. Okay, so what the guy would just do is to come in with his people. They go for a quick marital introduction process, quickly followed by traditional marriage. Yes. Okay, and probably white wedding. He will know next to nothing about the lady. The lady she's supposed to settle down with for the rest of his life. He knows nothing about her. So since the man has decided that time is no longer on his side, and the lady has seen that all her close friends have already settled down in their various husbands' homes, what she would do is just to accept the guy's hand in marriage anyhow. Okay, just to make the best use of the time. Okay, so the man will end up marrying a total stranger. He will end up marrying somebody that is not his own wife. Number 3, aging. There are some parts in the southeastern part of Nigeria that never marry. They are known that their men doesn't marry in time. Okay, so the men from those places normally place much emphasis in the art of making money only first. Then after settling down with the money first, their wives will come second. I know there's nothing you can do without money, but their number one priorities are usually money, money, money. Okay, so when they see that age is no longer friendly with them, what they normally do is to go look for any available woman they can make a wife of without no proper checking, no courtship. Okay, just miss everything anyhow. Then after some time in that marriage, he will find out that he married another person's wife because he married in a hurry. Okay, so number 4, parental pressures. some men who went to marry today did not do it because they really are in need to settle down. They actually don't even want to settle down yet. Yes, they don't want to settle down when they did. But it was as a result of constant pressures being mounted by their families to settle down with a woman. Okoye, go and marry, go and get married and get us a grandson. Okay, so a lot of mothers will be around his neck shouting, I need my grandchildren. I need my grandchildren. Okay, the mother may go bring in one of her friend's daughter for his son to forcefully consider for marriage, whether she likes her or not, whether she has anything for her or not, whether there is a chemistry or not. The mother doesn't care. What she's only interested is for her son to get married to someone, especially to his friend's daughter. So when some young men are threatened, especially by their mothers, to marry someone, now that she's still alive, that's why they are pushing for him to get married. Okay? Now, in order for peace to reign, okay, the guy will just go marry someone he knew next to nothing about, just to satisfy the mother's curiosity. Got married to a young lady who may probably still attached somewhere with her boyfriend, who might be in love with someone else, who probably she's waiting for him to complete his money to come and pay her bride price. Okay, so number 5, all my friends have married. And so what? Some young ladies decided to settle down because all her mates and friends have already settled down in their husbands' houses. So she becomes desperate to have her own husband, just like others. Not that she's really prepared for marriagehood. Not that she's really prepared to settle down with a man. If you are a young man going for the hand of this type of lady in marriage, know it that you are up for a desperate young woman who needed somewhere to settle down by fair or foul means. She needed just a place to lay her head down. She needed a place to claim that she is a married woman. She wants a place where she can answer a man's name on your head. It's not that she really wants that. Okay, so this type of lady does not know anything about the husband because they met accidentally. That means the husband is settling down with a total stranger. Right? Number 6, just to answer a man's name. There are some ladies who are not really interested in becoming somebody's wife or to be answerable to any man. They don't want to answer, why are you coming back home late? They don't want to hear that kind of language in their life. Okay? They don't want it, or they just need their freedom to fly without perching for any question. They don't want anybody to question them for anything. So their only reason of accepting any man for marriage is just to attach the man's name to her own name. She is just in that marital relationship so that tomorrow she can come out to claim that she was once married or that she's married to Okoye. Okay, so this is the type who did not come to stay but only to have her surname changed. She doesn't have any feelings for the husband, not to talk of loving him. My guy, Okoye, you just entered the one chance boss. Okay. Number 7. He married a budget-friendly wife. And let me put it that way. Let me just manage it. It's not exactly like that, but so a lot of men married the type of women they could afford at that particular point in time. It's not that they love the women, or it's not that they have something for the women, but I know that my business is not up to, let me say, 1 million naira or 2 million naira. Let me be managing this one that I can afford to maintain. This one that I can afford to shout down at. Let me take her as my wife, So because men are just not made of wood. So a man needs something that he can be laying his hands on now, when the chips are down in the night. It's not exactly that he loves the woman, no. Okay? She's not the one he really loves or have feelings for. But the ones he wants, for now, he cannot afford them. So that's why he's settling down with this. So it was what was obtainable at that particular point in time. But the issue with this kind of marriage is that anytime things begins to progress, anytime the man begins to see light at the end of the tunnel financially, the man's real taste will begin to manifest. Okay? It will begin to manifest in the form of a new woman. The man will begin to see his wife at home as someone he once had pity for or at. Okay? His taste will change overnight about women. Okay, so you will begin to regret this woman you married in a hurry. Okay, you then married her because that was what you could afford at that time. Okay, so she was not really what you wanted in a woman. You know that you have been marrying someone else's wife. It's not your wife. All right? So number 8, not yet over with her ex. There was an existing bond before you disrupted the flow. Before he disrupted the feelings she had for that guy. She wasn't ready to let go of her boyfriend before you came into the picture. The issue here is that she was on her own, running her things with her boyfriend before you came knocking, claiming that you want to settle down with her. The lady was very busy with the guy before her parents started disturbing her up and down about settling down with a serious man. Okay? So she's still, or let me say that she is still with that boy before you came asking for a hand in marriage. Okay? So she played along, accepted you because of the pressure her parents mounted for her to settle down. Now, yes, she did that so that she can get them a grandchild or children, or make them a proud grandmothers. That's what they wanted. That was the reason why they were pushing her to go and settle down. Nkechi, go and marry. Angela, go and marry. Ifeoma, go and marry. Okay? That was why they were pushing. Number 9, lack of interest in that man. If you get married to any woman who has no interest, who has no feelings, because she felt that the man she was interested in is not reciprocating to the desires of her becoming his wife. Maybe the ex or the boyfriend is still managing little business that might not be enough to take care of her. But she still believes that, or she still hopes that the guy will one day come and pay her bride price. Why the guy is not yet ready? Then all of a sudden, you, Okoye, came into the picture, seeking for a hand in marriage, or come to ask her to be your wife. Okay? Yes, I know. No wonder. Some men do pay their wives good money before she could allow him touch her laps. Yes, your wife's laps. You cannot even touch her without paying a married woman because she has no feelings for you. She sees you as a potential customer, not a husband. She sees you as somebody that she can manipulate, she can use anyhow. That's why you have to pay your own wife cash before you can see her laps. That's why you have to pay your wife money before you can be allowed to go into her Jerusalem. It's not going into her Jerusalem alone, no. It will come with a lot of conditions attached. Oh, why are you raising my legs up? Like, will you come on, bring those legs down? Are you crazy? It's one of the conditions. A woman that was married just like other people, whose bride price and other things was properly done, okay, she'll be giving you condition. No, don't touch me like that too. Fela will say na shakara. So why would a man pay to the wife before he could enjoy the woman's ministry? Why? Is it good? So if your wife happens to be this type, know it. You just got married to someone whose mind is very far from you. Someone who is not yet ready to detach herself from that guy who was unable to come ask for her hand in marriage. That was what happened. Number 10, and the last one, a divided class. There are some situations where, as a man, you know that you're not educated. You don't read much. People like us that went to all these community primary and community secondary schools who could barely put down our names on a black and white. Okay? You went to marry a university product as a wife, whom you don't even have anything in common with, in terms of education or social standing or class. Okay, no compatibility. How can you tell me that with that just that your ordinary elementary 6 school certificate, that you can easily enjoy conversations and at the same time share the same standard of reasoning with that woman you claim to be your wife? How can you sing together? You can't sing. Yeah, you can't sing together as husband and wife without complex issues. It's not possible. There must be problems here and there now. One will find it difficult to follow or understand the other one. All right? So a lot of things will continue to go wrong because of this disparity in understanding, of this disparity in knowledge and experience. So the woman may be this kind of person who may be interested in politics and current affairs because of what she read in the university, while the man is already irritated by politics and other things like that. Yes. So you don't need to be told that since they don't share the same level of understanding and knowledge, they will find it difficult to go together as a partner. And if she can't easily flow with you as your wife, there is this tendency that after your wedding, you might end up having an albino as a child. That's as your own son or daughter, because your neighbor's husband is an albino. Okay? So what am I saying here? Your neighbor, your wife might become an opportunity for your neighbor who can read and write very well because she used to communicate with your wife. Before you know it, one thing will lead to another. You begin to cry, my eye, my eye. Okay, so your neighbor might develop a soft spot, or your wife might develop a soft spot for your neighbor because of this educational compatibility. Anyway, my name is Ogu Emmanuel, a relationship, family, lifestyle, and sex enthusiast. Thank you so much for watching this video. I do not take your presence on this channel for granted. Please subscribe to my channel. Why not click like? You don't have to pay for that. Ring the notification bell and do not forget to share this video. Share it to everyone, to your friends, relatives, even to your enemies. Who knows? You might turn the table. Okay? Let me know in the comment section. Don't just watch this video and refuse to comment. Tell us what you see or what you hear about in any part or in any particular part of this video that you watch. We'd also like to know the part of the world where you are watching us from. Okay? So, thank you for watching. I promise you another beautiful video next time. Bye-bye.